All right, we're live. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday night. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Reading Sprints. I'm at my parents-in-law's house right now, so we're not at my normal house, so it's a little weird not being in like my own private space, but we are powering through, and it's snowing here, so that's really fun. Yeah, so that's my excitement. Welcome to the Reading Sprints. Obviously, I have Ashley and Beth here with me. If you guys want to introduce yourselves in case anybody is here that is not already following you, and what you're reading tonight. Ashley, you can start.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley. My channel is Ashley's Little Library, and I typically read spooky stuff, is kind of how I bucket my main interests. I read thrillers, mysteries, horror books, and then sometimes speculative books mixed in there as well, which sometimes are scary and sometimes are not. Tonight, I'm going to be reading a classic thriller, Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. I'm about halfway through it right now. I was just telling Jordan before we jumped on, I am full of rage right now because this one has gotten me very angry. So you may see me be more expressive in these sprints today, but I'm excited to finish it because I don't want to be mad anymore.
I'm really curious to know your thoughts on that one. That's a very popular thriller. Anyway, hi, my name is Beth. People know me from Beth Saw Books, and I would say I'm a crime thriller lover at heart, but I really read a variety of things. Like right now I'm reading Harry Potter, the third book, even though my intention was only to read the second one. It's fine. But yeah, I also really enjoy books that have murder on page and blood splattered at you when you read. Like I like it to be gruesome, but not like unrealistic monstery gruesome. I want it to be like real life gruesome. And yeah, some of my favorite authors are like Karen Slaughter and Stephen King and people like that, you know?
Yep.
I don't know.
And hi, everyone. Obviously, you are on my channel, so you probably already know me. But if not, if you came from one of their channels, my name is Jordan. My channel is Sorry Booked Solid. I also read a lot of mystery thrillers. I like to stay in more of like the realistic realm as well, kind of like Beth, but I do not read. I'm sorry if you can hear things in the background. My family or my husband and my kids are quite loud, but I don't read nearly as dark and disturbing as Beth and sometimes Ashley. So whenever I do, it's kind of shocking to me. So, um, but yeah, I'm very excited to hear, Ashley, your thoughts on Behind Closed Doors, also because I feel like that book a lot of people read several years ago, and I feel like it was a lot of people's like one of their first thrillers, and so a lot of people I think were shocked by it because it was like the first time they've read something like that. So I'll be very curious to hear your perspective, especially on like the ending and stuff, since you are much more familiar with thrillers in general. But thank you guys for joining me on Sprints tonight. Let's see what everyone else is reading. Reading One of Us is Dead for the fun prompt tonight. That's another one where the F is hiding in the of. So.
Yeah, you know what? I bet I do have books on my TBR that have F in the title and it was in of and I just didn't
Yeah.
see it because I just read that again and I was like, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, you have to look at the little words too. I'm reading Blood Lanes by Brian G. Barry. I have not heard of that. A slasher. Hi, you want to come here? Okay. You want to come on and say hi real quick?
Hi.
This is my daughter. Okay, you can go get your blankie and then go back upstairs. Okay. Anyway, a slasher set in a bowling alley. That sounds fun. I'm reading The Third Wife by Lisa Jewell.
I haven't heard of that
Hello,
one.
Jess. Neither have I. I have not read much Lisa Jewell in general. Have you guys?
No, she
I've
has
read
a
a couple of her books.
I think I've read two, and neither one of them were like, wow.
Yeah, I read The Family
Yeah.
Upstairs, I think, and that
I
was
read that one.
just okay. Hey Jess, welcome. Reading Mad Honey, about 55 or 50% into it. Hope you're enjoying that. Hello, reading Babel by R.F. Kuang. That one's a chunker. Hopefully you're enjoying that. I have seen great reviews for that book by people who like fantasy. Hello, Julie, starting Deep and Dark and Dangerous tonight. That's a fun title.
Triple D.
Hello, Tyra, reading Saving Noah. That's a popular one. Have you guys read that book or Lucinda Berry
Yes,
before?
I have. I think it might be my favorite by her.
Okay. I've only read this one and I liked it. I didn't love it as much as other people seem to, but a lot of people really like that one.
Yeah, I read The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry, and I felt similarly. Like I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I don't know if she's going to be the author for me.
Yeah. I gave Cirque Berserk 4 stars. Liked it more than I thought I would. It's what I thought Hyde would be. Oh, interesting. I forgot to
agree.
say
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I am starting tonight.
Same.
Okay. We'll see what I haven't read Hyde though. Beth, have you read Hyde?
No, because I've read some of her work in the past and I've hated all of it, so I just didn't even.
But have you read The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein? Because
I
that
have it
was
on my
so
shelf.
good.
It's even
So
annotated.
good.
It's annotated by Beth, like circa 2017 or whatever. It was so boring. Nothing.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's very
It
atmospheric,
is a slow
but
burn.
that's about it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Hello, reading Cujo tonight. Having so much fun with Slaughterfest. Yay! I'm glad you're enjoying the readathon. I have not read Cujo, but I did receive Cujo from Beth earlier this year, so maybe I'll get to it at some point. But I don't really know what to expect from that one because I don't know if
I haven't read
dogs
that one
and
yet.
animals are really my thing.
I watched that one as a kid, the movie,
Oh, okay.
and I really only remember the one main scene of it. That's like the climax, but
Mhm.
I don't remember like how it was a whole story, you know. When you know what it's about, it's like how'd you make a whole story out of that?
Yeah. Finishing Finer Girls support group tonight. Nice. Hopefully you enjoy it. Enjoy the ending. Hello, reading Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo. I have not heard of that. Hello, reading The School of Good Mothers. Interesting. Have either of you two read this book?
I started it once, but I only read like 5 pages on audiobook, and then I just
Okay.
couldn't keep going.
I read this book. It's kind of like a dystopian kind of book. And I thought the idea of it was super intriguing and like I loved the concept and what it's kind of trying to say about motherhood and what it takes to be a good mother, but the execution I thought was lacking a bit, but it's a really cool, interesting idea. So hopefully you enjoy that one. And yeah, Cirque Berserk was definitely what I wanted from Hyde. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited to read this one. I don't know if it's going to be like my thing, but I think it'll be fun to read. And Ashley, you flew through this one last
Yeah.
time on sprints, so hopefully we can speed through it too.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I know Jordan mentioned it, but can't wait to hear Ashley's thoughts on Behind Closed Doors. Yes, we're all eagerly awaiting.
I can give you my early take at my midway point.
Yeah, sure.
So this is my third BA Paris book. So I read The Therapist last year or the year before, and then I read The Prisoner like 2 or 3 days ago, all in one day, her newest book. And it is throwing me off a little bit with the similarities between The Prisoner and Behind Closed Doors, because The Prisoner is about this woman who's married to this man and she gets kidnapped, and she feels safer with her kidnapper than she does with her husband. That's like the hook
Interesting.
of that
Okay.
story. So there's kind of some similarities between it, which is throwing me off a bit. But I do think it's paced really well behind closed doors, and I'm intrigued and enjoying it. But I'm just so mad because I just hate this man so much. So I
Yeah.
want to have a very good big bang of an ending. I don't know if I'll get that or not, but if I do, I feel like I'll be more satisfied.
Have you read The Last Mrs. Parrish?
I have not.
I have not. Okay. Well, there's like a character in The Last Mrs. Parrish. Like, I think Behind Closed Doors wasn't for me, but that character boiled my blood to the point where my blood was almost evaporated into air with the amount of boil. But The Last Mrs. Parrish, there's a character in that book that is very similar to the character in the Behind Closed Doors, but I felt like The Last Mrs. Parrish was executed better. But I'm not going to go into anything else until you're done with the book.
I have read quite a few other B.A. Paris's on top of Behind Closed Doors, but I haven't read The Prisoner. That's like one of the very few that I have not read yet. So that's interesting that it's a kind of similar
Is
setup.
that new? Is The Prisoner a new? Okay.
Yeah, it came out like a week or two ago, I think, or maybe in October.
Yeah, it's her newest.
Books, but I don't have The Prisoner, but that's probably why.
Yeah, I really liked that one. It was very fast paced. Not like I feel like I felt this way with both of the BA Paris's I've read, and this one too. I don't feel like they're the highest quality or most unique or most interesting, but I have fun with them. So if I'm having fun and like flying through a thriller and it's keeping my mind busy during the day, I'm like, that was a good time.
Yeah.
If I were to put together like a starter pack for thriller readers, the Behind Closed Doors would definitely be in that starter pack. I think people who are just entering into the thriller genre would more enjoy it than people who are well seasoned. Kind of like The Silent Patient. I think if you're newer to the genre, you would get a lot more from that book than someone who's been here for a while. I don't think it's a bad book. I just think it's like, I will say, like, the villain in the book, she did a great job at pulling that out of him, but I don't know. I don't want to say anything else because
we'll wait till you're done. Then we'll talk about everything. And is the ending of Final Girl Support Group not good? No, I didn't mean that. I just meant like the ending of all mystery thrillers, I feel like, is the make or break point. So I just meant I hope that you enjoy it through the end. So glad that you're obsessed with it so far. And hopefully that continues. Well, let's go ahead and get into our first sprint. Normally I like longer sprints, but I started like an hour later than we did earlier this week. So maybe we can do a few short ones to be able to get more sprints in to a little bit shorter of a time, if you guys are okay with that. I mentioned at the very beginning of sprints, I am at my in-laws' house and it's in North Dakota and it's been snowing. So I picked an ambiance that will bring you all here with me into like a snowy, yeah, like a snowy library. I figured
it's 82 degrees.
Oh gosh.
And I had a hurricane today in Florida.
Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh.
we're all over the place.
Yeah, it's like all edges of the spectrum.
Oh, look at that.
That's wild. I figured I won't go all out Christmas yet, but since it is literally snowing where I'm at, snow is fair game. Okay, so let's do 30 minutes and we can come back at 45 past the hour. I'll put up a banner and I'll see you guys in half an hour. Okay. How did you guys do for that first sprint?
I got 32 pages into Cirque Berserk,
Okay.
and I'm liking it so far. I like that it's kind of like to the point. There's, like it's going quick. And I feel like Rochelle is our token girl. Maybe she'll be the one. I don't know, the one that doesn't die.
I'm only on page 27, so you're a few ahead of me, but yeah, it's clearly going to get right to the point, which is fun. I also like the like how
Header.
kind of over the top it is with
Oh, yeah.
like they're talking about like social media and like wanting to go to this creepy place so they can post it on Instagram and stuff. I think that's kind of funny in books, so I think that's a fun aspect of it.
I'm just sitting here raging at my book. I'm just so angry.
Yeah. That's probably going to continue for a while.
It's effective in that way, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. I feel like though, I've been especially straying away from reading books with violent men in the past like 6 months or so, or like the
Okay.
past year, I guess. But I feel like I usually get mad because they're written so ridiculously over the top. And then that aggravates me too. But this one is definitely over the top, but I really can see how the woman is stuck in this situation. Whereas in other books, I just get so angry because I'm like, we got to get out of the situation, girl. But I'm like, all right, there's nothing you can do. So,
Yeah.
I do feel like in Behind Closed Doors, it was a tad bit unrealistic. Because like if I were to meet Jordan and Jordan be like, I don't have my own email address, I don't have a cell phone, I don't carry a purse, like I would kind of feel like something is up. Are you Amish or is something else going on? I don't know. I felt like it was a little tad unrealistic, but I've been in a relationship, not that extreme, but if you read The Last Mrs. Parrish, the narcissistic gaslighting person in that book really hit home for me. And I give props to the authors that can actually, especially when they're women authors, and can write a man like that. Like I feel sorry for them because maybe they have gone through it, but also props because they really, I don't know, it felt really realistic. Where I was like really fuming.
Yeah, that's interesting. I thought Behind Closed Doors was pretty crazy how it showed that character just kind of flipping a switch and it really making you feel like that could happen to anyone. Like I feel like I can't trust anybody now because it's like this
That's how it
person.
is, though.
Yeah,
When I was
that's
in a
crazy.
relationship
That's
with someone
wild.
like that, it's literally like a flip would switch, and it would be a whole different person. And then they make you feel like you're going psycho because when you try to explain what's going on to other people, like you're not believing what's coming out of your own mouth. And it would be to the point where I would be like forgetting what even happened because they gaslight you so much to where it's like, well, maybe it was my fault. Maybe I am overreacting. But it's absolutely bizarre. And it was just crazy to read a book with that kind of character because it's wild.
That's terrifying. Looks like we had some more friends pop in. Hey, Kendall. Hey, Gwen. Hello, Lauren. I know a couple of these friends are on sprints on, I think, Keisha's channel tonight. So I think they're popping in and popping out, but I appreciate it. And whoa, this ambiance, definitely need to find it for winter. Yes, it's a good winter cozy time ambiance. Hello, got in late, but I'm reading Tampa. I am at 60-ish% in, and oh boy, this woman's head runs like a computer with 80 tabs in the amount of both planning, possibilities, and imaginations, all bad. Ashley, you've read that one, right? And it's out there.
Have you read that one, Beth, too?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
I was
I think
told
we've talked
not
about
to.
it before.
Yeah, I was told not to.
I was reading it during the Losers Club readathon,
Okay.
and we were talking about it then, I remember. But yeah, no, it's awful. Yeah. I warn people when people
college
are
vagina book.
Tampa, I'm like, please buckle up. And if you don't want to finish it, don't finish it because it's awful.
Gosh. Just finished Final Girl support group. TBH didn't love it. Oh, yikes. Now I feel
Bummer.
like I jinxed the couple of people who are reading that one. Hello, came in late but wanted to join for a bit because work has been eating away at my brain. Sorry to hear that. I'm about 55% of the way into Luckiest Girl Alive.
One of the worst books that I've read this year.
Hopefully you're enjoying it more. But yeah, I haven't been hearing great things since it's been brought onto my radar. Made it to page 103 during that sprint. Nice work. Decided to finish up Cirque Berserk before jumping back into The Third Wife. I have 30 pages left. Okay.
Woo-hoo.
Right at the end. You might be able to finish next sprint if you want to then. Read 34 pages. Mad Honey is a thicker book, but my audio says I only have 2 hours and 15 minutes left, so I'm motivated to try finish tonight. Nice. How's that one going, Jess? I don't know anything about what that is about, but I think it's Jodi Picoult's newest
There was somebody else
release.
reading it too
Oh,
that commented earlier.
okay.
So it must
Yeah.
be like a book club thing going on.
Maybe. Let us know how it's going.
I used to be the biggest Jodi Picoult stan
Really?
back in the Twilight era.
I've read a couple and I've enjoyed them. They're thought-provoking to me.
I think I've read one book from Jodi Picoult, but also it might not have been from her. But I don't remember what it was called. It was something about a fairy tale book that like the character
She had a YA book.
went into it.
Hmm.
It was like a mom and a daughter.
Her and her daughter wrote it, and it was about these book characters that came alive.
Yeah, that's the one I've read.
Interesting. I've read 19 Minutes and The Book of Two Ways for sure.
I've
I think
read
they're the only two.
19 Minutes, Change of Heart, My Sister's Keeper, and then there's an Amish one that I've read.
Interesting.
But I used to read her back in the day before I even knew there was like I was like 19 before I even knew there was like a YA genre. Or I was reading her and Nicholas Sparks. Sorry, my son is
okay.
in a diaper. He should be asleep, but you know.
That's all right. I'll take advantage of your distraction with the live show. Stay up. 15 pages read. Oh yeah. Dealing with my dogs and rain and mud. Yuck. That sounds dirty. Just here for the vibes, not part of the readathon this time around. That's totally fine. Whatever you want to do. I support that. Read about 22 pages. Pretty good. Good to hear. I agree, Beth. I've been in a relationship like that too. They act completely different around everyone else, so no one believes you. Yeah.
Okay, Kaiser's in bed, Bubba. Go watch Bubble Guppies.
Only reading it to watch the movie with Mila Kunis. Yeah, that definitely brought it back, that book back into the limelight.
Definitely.
For sure. Mercy was my favorite Jodi Picoult book. I have not read that one. Mad Honey is good so far. Lena and I are buddy reading it together. If you've read The Pact, it's very similar. I love how Jodi Picoult makes me think all sides to a story. Yeah. I agree. She's so good at writing about tough topics. Also, this book has, I don't know what that is. Oh, honey. Like, what is that? Honey recipes in the back. That is cool. You should try to make some of them and film it for all of us.
Yeah, how do you do that? Do you have to have bees first?
Yeah, what kind of recipe?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's like honey butter bread or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Do you guys have any books, any books that you're trying to finish also before like the end of the week? end of the readathon. Do you have more on your TBR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to read The Between by Tanana Reeve Dew because I was supposed to read that in October, and it fits sort of. I'm using that for the out of my comfort zone prompt because it's from, I think it was published in the 90s, so it's just older, which makes it like I don't really read older books often. And then I have a Spy Family book to read, which will take like an hour to read, so I'm sure I'll get through that. And then I'll probably mood read one more thing if I have time, just depending on what I want to pick up.
Nice.
I've only finished one book. I finished the second Harry Potter book, and that was for Next in Line. And then I'm currently reading the third Harry Potter book, and I'm going to do that as the bestseller. And then I'm reading this as the buddy read. I need to finish this, and then I just wrote it up. And then I need to finish Annie Man because I started that. I need to finish that one. And then I think from the fun prompt, I'm going to read, is it called Night of the Mannequins? Night of the Mannequins? So I'm going to read that little book by, what's his face?
Stephen Graham Jones.
There you go. I feel like
I love that book. It's one of my favorites.
Okay, it's really short too, and I found it at Half Price Books, so I'm going to try to read that as well. And other than that, I'm just going to float. I don't even remember most of the prompts, you guys. My brain is mush.
Yeah. Nice. I after Cirque Berserk, I still want to try to get to the Karen Slaughter book, Girl Forgotten.
That's a
That
good one.
hits a few prompts as like sequel, bestseller.
Have you read Pieces of Her?
I have, yeah.
It's better than Pieces of Her. So
that's what I've heard from a few people. So that
Pieces of Her is my least favorite Karen Slaughter that I've read. And Girl Forgotten, which was 4 stars, but it to me it like drug on too far. But Girl Forgotten is definitely so much better. And there's a character in there named Catfish Bible. He's a hoot.
Oh boy. Yeah, I gave Pieces of Her 3 stars. I liked the general story and how like the mystery and stuff. It was just a little slow, I thought, but I'm definitely interested in reading more about those characters. So I'm only starting my 3rd book, so I'll be lucky if I get to all of mine read. Yes, the classic setting a way too ambitious readathon TBR being like, I can read 10 books in a week or even like 7.
No
and
problem.
then being like, being 5 days in and being like, oh, this isn't gonna work. Honey loaf, honey vanilla frozen custard, honey.
I'm curious about the donuts.
Kale salad with honey. Okay, and queen bee cocktail. That sounds good.
Bible made the book for me too. Definitely one of my favorite. And also there's some angst in the book. So like in Pieces of Her, Andrea had the guy, which in the show there was more of a relationship versus the book. And I kind of think she carried it from the show into the book, and he's in that book again. And it's not like romancy at all, but there's still that like angst going on between the two.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I like a little bit of like romance or something in thrillers sometimes. I think it makes it feel not so like, I don't like cutesy romances. I don't like when it's just like light and fluffy. So usually in thrillers it's
there
not
was
that.
one cutesy romance. Did you read The Dead Romantics?
I just read that one.
I read like 5 romance books last month, but The Dead Romantics stuck out to me. And at first when I was reading, I was like, this bitch better not fall in love with no damn ghost. But by the end, I was crying and I ordered the physical copy off Amazon.
I loved it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Jordan, did you not?
I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was bad. So it was fine. Yeah.
I thought it was the perfect amount of cheese.
I don't know. I just don't like ghosts and stuff. I just like, it's a toxic trait where I'm just like, I just can't get into it. But
that's okay. Everyone's got.
But I see, and I see why people love it because it's like different from every other romance out there, which I can also appreciate because it seems like so many of them are just like
the same
thing over and over again, the same tropes. So
yeah, it's just like pick a trope and then you know exactly where the story's going to go.
Yeah. Totally agree. Well, we can get into another sprint if you guys are ready. We can go ahead and do another 30-minute-er. Get the ambiance back on. I apologize if it is cutting in and out for you guys. I can't really tell if it's just on my screen or all the way through, but
It's been fun.
okay. Perfect. Well, I'll see you guys in 30 more minutes.
Okay.
Okay. How'd you do that time? How's the book? How are the books going?
I got to page
I
182.
got to
I'm still mad.
Same old, same old. Where did you get, Beth?
50, but I kept getting stopped by my son. So, and myself. I had to go get a drink.
Yeah,
But I'm still enjoying.
55. It's fun.
I like the different perspectives.
Me too. I do too. And the kind of flashback, brief glimpses into the past is fun. I meant to ask you guys, how was the movie watch last night?
We both hated it. Other people liked it though.
Okay, that's good. I peeked into the Discord channel for that. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, there was like a buddy watch for a movie on Netflix last night for the readathon, and everyone who watched it talked about it in Discord. So I had muted the channel because I wasn't able to join, but I looked at it at the end to see what people thought, and yeah, it didn't look like most people loved it, but
it didn't explain it enough. It was just randomly this game, just as and then there were some really good parts. It could have been executed really good, or they could have made it more comedic, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
To go that route.
I felt like it was undecided. It didn't take itself seriously enough, or it didn't not take itself seriously enough. It felt right in the middle. And I was like, you've got to commit one way or the other to get me hooked into it.
And then they had like something was going on, and then it would just cut to like the next day, and it wouldn't like explain, like, did she have a dream? Was it real? Did she? And then until like later, I don't know. I just felt like it was done. It was done good in some parts, but then it was done poorly in a lot of other. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it.
That's a bummer. I remember in like the very early Netflix days, like not so early like when they used to send CDs to people or DVDs to people, but like slightly after that when they just started the streaming part, my brother and I would stay up and just watch like all of the worst, like cringiest scary movies that we could find on there. So it's sounding like it was like along those lines of like it's really bad. It doesn't know that it's so bad, but so maybe someday I'll still watch it just for the laughs. Okay, I just got my copy of Sing Me Home by Jodi Picoult weeks ago. I've been following her on Twitter for years due to her stances, so I think I need to read her works. Yeah, definitely give her a try. I kept getting stopped, so I only read about 10 pages. That's all right. Got 30 pages read. This is a quick read. Nice. A page a minute is great. Yeah, that movie wasn't very good. What was the movie called again?
Choose or
Die.
Choose or Die. Oh yeah, and that actually kind of goes with, I know we were like just kind of struggling to pick a movie because there was nothing we could find that was like circus theme, but that does go with the Rewind or Die like series of this book. So
yeah, there was a particular scene too that really brought Rewind or Die to life. So I was like, okay, this kind of connects it to what we're doing.
There we go.
It was such a bizarre scene. I don't know.
They were all bizarre.
Kind of curious. On page 152 now of Saving Noah. Nice, and that one's not too long, so you should get through that one quickly. Yeah, movie watch was but had a good time chatting on Discord. That's how it usually goes. It's still fun to rag on movies with other people. I was way too tired to join the movie last night, but I still might give it a try. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Maybe someday when I have absolutely nothing left to read or watch, I'll be
when it's your very last resort, then turn it on.
I'll be like, oh yeah, I wanted to give this one a try. But I'm behind on like Love is Blind and like other shows that people are talking about right now. So I feel like I have other stuff to watch, but I don't watch that much TV or watch that many movies. So I'm always a little bit behind. 60% in now to my book, but I swear my library holds are trying to set me up for failure. Here I am with 2 library reads and 4 more just became available on Libby. Send help.
That's
Yeah.
how it always happens. It always I have nothing to read, and then 6 will come available, and I'm like, how am I supposed to get all these read in this little bit of time?
Yeah. I just started using Libby. For some reason, my library didn't like let us. We didn't live like in the right place. So it was like, you're outside the boundary to use Libby. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, but
Oh,
okay.
that's
But it
weird.
just recently started working. So I'm just getting into the Libby game.
It will change your life for
Yeah.
the worse and the better all at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah, it's weird that you kind of have to play that like timing game of like, okay, if I put this book on hold now, it's telling me it'll be an estimated however many weeks. So I have to like
Mhm.
plan ahead as someone who's a very big like TBR reader and I set reading plans, it's like, okay, is that going to work for me or do I
It
just
won't.
end
It
up
will never work.
yeah, or do I just end up buying this on Audible anyway or
Yep.
whatever? I finished the last bit of Sour Candy. Enjoyed. Good. Got about halfway through Revenge of the Librarians. It's a cartoon book. That sounds fun. Revenge of the
Mhm.
Librarians. Beth, I thought of you today when I saw this. They're doing a remake of The Strangers.
And I will
Ooh,
not be watching it. Nope.
I
No?
will.
No, that is the worst. That movie, like, nope. Took so many sleep hours from me. That movie, like, brightened my entire life. Nope.
That's
Never.
funny. I read the first page of Cirque Berserk and plan to read it last because it goes to slashing from the get-go. Yeah, it gets into the action pretty quick there. All my library holds came available at the same time, so I have 3 books to get to after this readathon. Yep, the struggle. The struggle
Yeah.
of becoming slightly dependent on audiobooks to be able to read anything. I definitely feel that.
I just
Oh,
got Ghost 19 by Simone St. James on
oh,
Libby too. It's I think it's an audiobook exclusive that it's not in print and it's only like 3 hours long, I think. So I might try to squeeze that into the readathon too.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've ranted about that movie many times. Mm.
I don't think I've seen it, so I have no
No.
opinions on the
If
matter.
you have a fear, which I think like 90% of the population does, but if you have a fear of home invasion,
Mm. Yeah, I don't think anyone's like super jazzed about the idea.
and when I was young when I say young, I was like 18, just graduated high school, or I might have been a senior. I don't really remember. I was really young when I watched it, and I lived alone because I had just moved into my own place. Nope.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's not a good time for it.
yeah, that's scary.
Even now, that's why I got a dog because Paul has to work late some nights, and so I'm like, even if it's like a puny little dog, it can at least alert me, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody's outside. Mm.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we do maybe one more reading sprint and then come back, wrap it up? Um, like I said, I'm at my in-laws' house and we have family members doing stuff, so I'll uh, try to wrap it up a little bit shorter tonight to be able to get back to that. But we can do one more sprint.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. See you guys in another 30 minutes. Okay, last sprint for the night here complete. How did you guys do? Everyone in the comments, let us know what you've been reading and how it's going for you. And how about you guys? How did you do that time? Beth, you're muted.
Beth, you're muted. Thanks.
I got to page 75.
Nice.
And I'm curious as to where it's going to go now, because the things that I thought the whole book was going to be about already happened. I was a bit surprised. I kind of had a feeling that she kind of stood out from the others, but I thought she was going to be like the,
Yeah, I didn't remember what page that reveal comes on. So when you guys said you're at like page 50, I was like trying to sense the vibes, but I didn't think you knew anything.
Yeah, I read a lot that time. I'm on 92 now, so yeah, I'm flying through it. It's super fun. Like it's very compulsively readable, so that's always fun to get a book like that. And I don't read many short books, like under 200 pages, so it is kind of a nice change of pace to be like, this is just going to be super quick.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get through it
short books
when my kids go to bed, or my daughter's going to bed, but not my son.
Nice.
I got to page 228, so I only have like 60 pages left, maybe 70 pages left. So hopefully I can finish it tonight. I feel like we're turning a corner. I feel like we're going to make progress. I just want it to be done.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to message us, or at least me, with your thoughts when you finish, because I will be very curious. I'm sure you'll obviously share some kind of review about it, but
what did you rate it, Jordan?
I think I gave it 5 stars, but it was a few years ago. But yeah, it's one of my favorites.
I gave it like a low 3, I think.
Okay.
I feel like it's going to at least be a 4 for me because of just how it's gotten such visceral reactions out of me, and these characters feel so real to me. I'm so engaged in the story that I like it. And then if I really love the ending, it could be a 5. But right now it feels like it's probably going to be a 4, which I think is what I've given every B.A. Paris book that I've read.
Yeah. Call me crazy evil, but I don't know why I was laughing at this scene in Tampa where something happened to the dad. The MC's voice is too wildly deranged that it gives a humorous tone. Well, that's
I don't remember the scene, but
kind of fun that at least if the main character is acting crazy, you can at least laugh at it. Just finished Cirque Berserk, 3 stars. Another 50 pages, gonna finish in the AM. Nice. 40 more pages, have 100 pages left, hoping to get at least another 50 read tonight, then finish it up in the morning and move on to book 4. Crushing it. Now I just need to finish my New York Times bestseller and a sequel, and I'll have completed all the prompts.
Wow.
Yeah, nice work. 66% of the way. I'm not hating it, but Annie is so self-deprecating. It's annoying sometimes. I can't remember what book.
Neither. I'm scrolling through to try to remember. Oh, I think it. Oh, wait, maybe not. Is it Luckiest Girl Alive?
Oh.
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like if that's the main character, it sounds like she is pretty insufferable. So. All right. Well, I will close it out for the night. Hopefully everyone who's continuing on reading, hope you keep enjoying your books. Thank you guys for joining me on my channel tonight. For anyone else who really likes reading or productivity sprints and is free or available tomorrow during the day, I will be doing some productivity sprints here, same channel, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So if you work from home or work in some place that allows you to have it on and you want some productivity sprints, then definitely hop on. But otherwise, have a great night. Have a great rest of your readathon for everyone who's participating. And I'm sure we will see everyone around the sluggish internet. So thanks, you guys, and have a good night.
Bye.
Everyone.